base here, or the shape here. What's up, guys? Let's find some copyright-free music. Free to use. Chill, laid back, deep house piano. Dreamy hip hop music. Yeah, we'll do this one.
With your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
And we'll also bring out the speaker so I can hear it. All right, so welcome in, guys. This is a new series that I'm trying out. I'm going to try to spend a little bit of time each week working towards a game. So I've got Unity pulled up here. I'm calling this thing Cyber Hell is going to be the name of the game. So what that's going to let you do is going to be like a roguelike, cyberpunk, over-the-shoulder combat game. So it's going to be 3D. We're going to start out working on this. This has a whole bunch of stuff already put into it because we're using the universal, the URP, along with a few plugins that just come right out of the box with Unity. So my background is I'm a C# developer and a software engineer by trade. I've been doing that for 12 years. And the whole entire reason I ever got into software development was because I wanted to make a video game. So I'm going to spend maybe an hour or two live each week, just kind of futzing around with this. I've got lots of other things going on in my life, so I probably won't be able to do this all the time, but I've got a little bit of time today, so maybe I'll take the next hour and just try to get this off the ground. We're going to try to make a core MVP where you can at least go and play one environment that's randomly generated. It spawns in random enemies, and then there's a boss at the end of it. Upon leveling up, you should be able to acquire new skills from like a random deck of cards. And then death will have to have some level of like meaning to it as well. So you're not necessarily rewarded for dying, but you're gonna be at least like compensated somehow, like giving you some reason to keep going in the game, right? So let's start setting up this project. We're going to set it up with a couple of folders here. Let's go ahead and make a new folder. We'll call this scripts. This is where our main scripting stuff is going to go. We can have the core folder. We can have something like a how you spell roguelike folder to handle those things. We're gonna have a combat folder. We're gonna have a UI scripts folder because we want to be able to click on some stuff. And then we're gonna have, let's see, okay, we'll go back out here. We're gonna have our SO folder, shareable objects folder. We're gonna have our prefabs folder for the different rooms, prefabs, and then we're gonna have inside of here, we're gonna have some rooms, I'm thinking, and then we're gonna have one more folder. We already have that folder for scenes. So that's where our scenes are going to go. This is a sample scene. Let's start banging out a little bit of script here. Let's go into core. We're going to make a is it a mono behavior script? That's our C#. We're going to have game enums. So if we open this, is it going to open it? What IDE is it going to try to open in? I don't remember. And forgive me if I don't immediately see you in the chat. I have the chat. Yeah, sure. Trust it and open it, Ryder. Thank you. Alright, so this is just going to be a C# script, so we don't need any mono behavior. We're going to have some public enum. We call this run state. We can have a none. We can have an in room, a drafting state, a between rooms state, a won and a lost state. And then you need to end. There we go. We're going to have a public enum card type. So these are going to be the different kinds of cards you can draw when you level up. Passive, active, or augment. Great. Then we're going to have a public enum stat type, which is going to be like what the cards can help with. Move speed, damage, fire rate, crit chance, crit damage, armor, all kinds of stuff over here. So reload speed and mag size, just to name a few. So there we go. So next up is going to be our, we're going to add some cards in here. Let's make a folder. We'll call it cards. And let's create a, I thought there was a way to create a C# script, but maybe not. We'll just add another one of these and we'll call it card definition CS. So this is going to be a scriptable object. All right, and we're going to make a menu out of this. We're going to do create asset menu. And we're going to give it a menu name equals project cards card definition. This can be a scriptable object, so we don't need these because we're not doing anything in the game yet. We're going to inherit scriptable object, and then we're going to make all kinds of cool stuff in here. So a header of identity. All right, public string card ID. Hey man, I want you here, not over there. Public string card name. Let's call that display name. And we'll have a text area for a description. For a public string description.
Higher stakes, lower prices.
Public sprite, we'll give it an icon. Sick. We're going to have another header called type and rarity. Nice. Public card type. We'll default that to card type. What? No. Passive. Stop formatting, funky. please. Import missing reference file. Cool. Now we have that, and we'll give these a weight because they are rare. So we'll do a range of 1 to 5 for now. Public int rarity weight 1. Cool. And we'll have some rules that we can modify. Rules. Public bool is stackable true. Public int max stacks equals 3. Stop formatting funny. All right. So that gives us the card definition. Namespace does not correspond. That's fine. It's not going to break anything. Okay. And then we're also going to make a card effect definition. So we'll make another one of these. Card effect definition. There we go. We're going to open this up. Again, we don't need any of that. So this is going to be another let's see. We're going to add something up here that's going to give us... Okay, I know you're mad about the name spacing, so just... There you go, you're in the namespace now. Okay, are you happy? We're going to have a public enum of effect op. It's going to be add or multiply. Alright, and that's going to be... That's going to be just the 2 cases we handle for MVP. Alright. So now we're going to have system serializable class card effect definition. Whoops, we've already got that. So let's just replace you with that. Space you out, and then we'll go here. We're going to have a public stat type. Stop biting me, cat. Cat's over here biting me. We're going to call that stat. We're going to have a public effect op. We'll set that to add by default. We're going to have a public float value equal to 1f. Nope, that's not right. There we go. And all of that's going to be... Did I spell definition wrong? I did. Definition. I spelled it wrong there too. Okay, so we'll fix that. We'll close this out, let this thing reload, and then we're going to fix that. Okay. We're going to go over to our combat. We're going to add stats folder. And in here, we're going to add player stats. Something to hold on to our player stats like strength and move speed and stuff. Or attack power, whatever we labeled in that other class a minute ago. Boom, boom, boom. This is going to be a system serializable as well. Class. So we need to put this on the right namespace. We're going to have another enum up here. Serializable. Oh, no, I'm sorry, class. Stat block. We're going to put all those properties that we were defining in that enum back over here with defaults. So there's all that. And we're going to have an accessor for this guy so that we can get it right after this. So we're going to have a public float, import stat type. Oh, that should be inside the class. Whoops. All right. And we're going to have a set and a clone inside of here. Import that again. Sick. And now we're going to have a mono behavior import down here on this class. So these are all helpers up here that allow us to set and change these during the game. And now we're going to have some mono behavior stuff right here. So we're going to have a header so we can edit that in the inspector. And we're going to get a runtime updater so we can see those as the game is updating. We're going to have our awake. So our on awake is just going to set all of our runtime stats when the game starts. And then reset to base is going to be called later when we die. I'm just going to reset everything. Right.
Oh no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's
Now we need to get
Debit card.
their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use card lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone and
I'm going to turn off the music. Next, we need to build out our player build. So this is going to integrate with the player stats. I need to open the entire project in Writer so I can stop this back and forth stuff. Let's go into the roguelike folder, create a behavior script. We're going to call it player build. Now this is opened and it's going to be a mono behavior script. We're going to have some trackers here at the top. For the missing things for this, we have player stats, which is just our stats that we defined earlier. These are the cards and our cards that we've decided. We're going to have a reset method on the player, which is going to get the stats component. We're going to make a public viewable picked cards, which is just going to be returning the internal picked cards. We're going to have a definition for can pick cards. So this is going to take a card definition. If it's null, you can't pick it. If we do not already have this card in our stack, you can get it. If it's not stackable, you can't get it. And if our stacks are less than our max stats. All right, and we're going to apply card, so that's going to change our stats. And then we're going to apply effects. So that warning will go away. The effect op, we need to import that. Card. For all the effects inside of our card effects, Why does my card not have an effect definition? That don't seem right, does it? That's the card definition. Oh, because we forgot to put the effects in there. That's fine. So give us the list. And we did not make a card effect definition, did we? Go. All right, so we've got effects now. What? Oh, I put state. That's supposed to be stat. There we go. So those things are fixed now. This doesn't have to be a float. It can be a var. Internally, it'll know it's a float, so it's good. So where did we leave off? Okay, we got the player stat. We got the player build. Just fix that up. So player progression. Okay. Player progression. Okay, this is going to be a mono behavior. We're going to have some of these stats up here that handle leveling. We're going to start at level 1. We're going to start at no experience. We're going to have a 50 base experience to level up. And every time we level up, we're going to go up by 1.25 times experience. So the next level would be 75. And then the next one would be like, I don't know, whatever the math is on that. We're going to have an action, we're going to call on level up, and we are going to call that action inside of our add XP method. Okay, this is the part I'm excited to work on, the cards. The cards! Let's make an internal card database. So we're going to create another script, and we're going to call it card database. This is going to be a scriptable object, not a screen capture. A scriptable object, and we're going to give this thing an asset menu. It's going to be card database, so we can go manage it in the UI. Right, we're going to have a list of all cards, which is going to be a new list. It's going to start out empty, so we can just instantiate it as new. And then we're going to do this guy, get eligible. So it's gonna just go through all the cards and add them to our results and return those results. I think we can just make it do link. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna make a draft service. I don't know what a draft service is. What's up? Welcome to the stream. How are you? We're setting up a whole bunch of boilerplate so that we can make a rogue-like shooter combat game that I am calling Cyber Hell for now. Project script. Stop snapping over there. I don't want you to snap. Okay. I think that's pretty good. So we'll pull this up right here. Okay, we're gonna make a card drafting service. So let's create another script. Card draft service. Card drafting service. Open up. So what you're going to do, you're just going to be a helper script, so we don't really need any of this. We can just open you up. We're going to have a random number, private read-only, system.random. I can actually make you named correctly, and then we can just do a wow. We can do just a like that. Yes. Let's use modern C#, why don't we? All right, so this is going to pull up 3 cards. I see. Okay. Public list card definition. Let's import list. So now we'll call that draw 3 cards. All right, it's going to have the pool of cards, which is going to be our list of card definitions. And then we're going to have can pick predicate. Okay, we're going to have a func card definition bool predicate. Can pick predicate. Predicate. Open that up. Filter by can picked. Can pick. Var eligible. Be the new list card definition. Not eligible, eligible. Okay. For each var card in the card pool, we're gonna say if. Why would the card be null? C does not equal null and can predicate. We're gonna say add that to the eligible. Okay, we're gonna make sure we only return 3. And then no, don't do that. Just wrap it. Thank you. We need to make sure that at least one active or augment appears to make it exciting. Okay. Let's import the card type. Our weighted pick is not happy because it's defined in a minute. And we're going to fill the rest with weighted and return the results. Okay. Let's get our weighted method going here. Oh, why are you doing it like that? Make it all vars. You silly. Why are you doing it like this? You're crazy, dog. Okay. Alright. This expects a canvas with a draft panel. 3 buttons. Each button has a title, text, and an image icon. Alright. Man, we are still going. Okay. So, what's up, viewers? How we doing? Everybody just hanging? Just chilling? Okay, so I want to get this, like, functional. But I don't have a whole lot of time left. So, let's start working on some UI components. Let's make a card choice button. So you'll be able to use this when you my input system HID, no, just UI. Yeah, and then text. There we go. All right. We're gonna have the card, and we're gonna have an action. Sick. And we're gonna bind everything to the button. Okay. Okay. It's going to define our card choice button. We need a draft controller for the UI, so let's build that. This card draft controller. Toss a coin to your witcher. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're gonna have some stuff inside of here. Let's see if we can make it go. Whoopie whoopie woo. This is going to be draw 3 cards, not draft. Crazy. Yeah, UI namespace. Yeah, UI namespace. I'm not putting any of these things in the correct namespaces. Whoops. Boop, boop. Okay. Everything's happy now. Okay. Let's do some room management. Rooms. Inside of here, we'll have a... this guy will have a room definition. Yeah, mono behavior. Just have some simple room pieces. Exit door? We don't have one of those yet. Okay. Let's make one of these. An exit door. You're gonna need a set lock, pal. Okay. That's fine. Let's just go dump this in here. Nice. So you're happy now? You are happy now. Cool. A wave spawner. Okay. That makes sense. We gotta spawn enemies. Create. This is gonna be the room wave spawner. Okay. Sick. Setting up the bones of the project. Setting up, this is gonna be huge. Setting up the bones of the project. Setting up the bones of the project. Enumerator. No. Can we just have an enumerator? Random range. A float or an int. Doesn't a count return an int? Do that, man. Oh my god. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Float. I have to do... Enemies count as not a float, bro. So I have to cast you as an int? The fuck? Threat cost. Threat cost equals 1. That's an int, bro. Why do you think it's not an int? Okay. Well, there's our room wave spawner. Now, a run manager and a room loader is what we need. So we're gonna go back out here to the main box. Go back out here to the main box and write some more code. This is going to be run manager. Let's go. Put you in the right namespace. I don't know that we need any of that right now. This is going to be a big old management class. And it's going to have several different handling methods on it. Did I? Okay. Ooh, it's mad about a lot. Let's just import everything. Import it. Yes. Did I just import you? What the shit? Okay. Import. 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 Can we just import this differently so I don't have to do this every time? Suppose we could if we really wanted to, but I'm too lazy. Alright. Gives XP on death. I don't think that's a good move, but okay. Combat. Gonna make an enemy health manager. So we have an enemies folder, create script enemy health. Okay, you're gonna be a mono behavior, and we're just gonna set up some stuff in ya. I'll set up some stuff in ya. Import the missing pieces, and you're fine. So what this is gonna do is we're gonna set our current HP to our max HP when the enemy spawns. The enemy is awake. All right. The player is going to be the game object, us, with the player tag. So it's going to have a reference to the player. And if we have a reference to the player, we're going to set the player progression equal to our player's component player progression. All right. So every time it takes damage, the health is going to get, you know, reduced by some amount. If the HP reaches 0, the enemy dies. If the enemy dies, the player progression manager component is going to add XP of some value. Right now we have 10. And then it's going to destroy this enemy object that this health script's attached to. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Makes sense to me, but I haven't ever really made a game before. I've only dabbled. I've only dabbled in making games, but I've written a lot of software in my day. I've written a lot of software in my combat. Let's make this weapons folder. We're setting all this up so we can just start plopping it on objects and testing this thing. We have a weapons folder. We have a script. This is going to be a simple gun for now. Can't say bomb on an airplane. Gonna do all this stuff right here. Yeah. Gonna open this up like a beer. Nice. We're gonna get component and parent. Cool. Okay, that's fine. Scene wiring checklist. Okay, in the scene wiring checklist. So we're gonna, in our sample scene, we're gonna make a game object. Do we make it a 3D object? We're gonna make a let's make a cube. Why not? We're gonna reset its position. Where is the position reset? You used to be able to just reset. There we go. So that's at the absolute center of our game world. All right, we're going to call this player. We're going to tag it as the player. Okay, save that. We're going to add player stats, which are where? Stats. We're going to add player stats to the player. We're going to add the player builder to the player. And we're going to add the player progression to this guy. So we have our player stats script, we have our player build script, and we have our player progression script. We're going to add our controller as well, which is going to come out of the starter assets, which I think are back here. Is it tutorial info scripts? No, should have come with a, that's input system. No. I don't think my project came with a character controller. How Unity 3D add character controller script. Okay. Add the character controller component. Handles collisions without a rigid body. I don't remember how to do this part. Let me see. Starter assets. Huh? Okay. Add a child to this. 3D object. Cube. We'll call this the pew pew word. And we have to add our weapon, simple gun, to this. Okay. And the cam is going to be main camera. Okay. We can drag that up in a direction. Oh, not the script. Whoops. We can drag the gun. Something like this. And we will reset you. I should have done that. So we'll bring this down. Whee! Something like this. Yeah, there we go. Now we have a gun sticking out. Just for shiggles, we will go into prefabs. No, not prefabs. We'll go into create a new folder, materials, create a material. This is going to be a metal material. And all you have to do is give it metallic, make it shiny, make it super smooth, and now it's like chrome, basically. So we'll just put that on that guy, and then we'll just make another quick material, call it red. We'll just change the color to red, and it can be some sort of candy car red or something. There we go. So that's our player, that's our weapon. Sick. Expression failed. Why? We'll figure that out in a minute, because I don't know what that means. My controller, what does that mean? You need some script that moves your player. Unity provides a pre-built character controller. Okay. With a camera over the shoulder fill. Package manager. Okay. assets, import not custom package. Where is package manager? Window, package management, package manager. Search for starter assets. Nope. Third. Nope. I want to search in the project. Yeah, I want to search. Install package by name. Starter assets. Third person. Controller. Character controller. Nothing. Okay. Well, that sucks. So where do we find it? 4 packages. Timeline, Cinemachine. Okay, I'm just gonna go search for this. There we go. Oh, it's just the character controller package. Open in Unity. Open in Unity. Open in Unity. Download. Bam. Found it. There we go. Oh, my back. Okay. We're getting our... Yeah, just put him in the fucking thing, dude. Alright. I hope you didn't just put it in my materials folder, though. That would really suck. No, surely you'd put him in the packages folder, since it's a package. Oh, okay. He's a real character. He's a real character. Okay, so we have to add this. Yes. Can you import it, like, in here, though? Not buried somewhere? But, like, wrap it up in a nice folder. Can you do that? That'd be great. Starter assets. There we go. Love that. So we're looking for third person. Oh boy. Import the samples. Unity will give you a third person controller, player input, starter asset inputs, camera rigs. Put a third person controller on here. Okay, you can go away. Which means we come down here, we add this, we find a third person controller. Sick. We find a character controller that's also added. Player inputs also added. Cinemachine virtual camera. Following it. Then add your scripts alongside of it. Player stats. Which we did. Player build. Player progression. And then we added this simple hit scan gun. You do not modify any of the starter assets. Okay, cool. Got it. Got it. Okay, I don't want to write a custom controller. We'll change that later. That's going to be tough. So, technically, if I hit play, we should follow around. We should fall through the ground is what should happen. Because we don't have a ground. So we should just fall. I think... Oh, no, we're not positioned anywhere. Oh, something's null. What's null? camera rotation, third-person controller, and simple gun. You're trying to read input using the input class, but you've switched to active input handling input system and player settings. Ugh. Can y'all just pick an input system and stick with it, please? Okay, so we have something's null in our third-person controller. Oh, no. Okay, so we don't need to see all this collider stuff, or that right now, or that, or that. Character controller, UI input mode is whatever. Third-person controller. So the machine target is going to be the player. Here we go. I think that was the null. So let's go. Let's see, did that make the null go away? No. Third-person controller, still mad. Okay, and you're mad at 303 because we don't have input. Our input system is empty. And I saw it somewhere. Player input, UI input mode. Okay, I gotta fix that. And I'm pretty much at time. I gotta go make dinner, so appreciate you guys. If you want to follow along with this project, I am happy to sit here and droll on about trying to make a game when I've never made a game before. So join along. Otherwise, if you like to watch me play video games, go for it. Happy to droll on about video games. So appreciate you. Drop a follow, drop a like, drop a comment, all those things. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.